Hello and welcome. Right, we have got quite a lot of work to do. We're gonna set let's set the harvester going, and then we've got like water to tip and all manner of things. One thing we have got to do though is grab one of the trailers, which we are using right now. So let's do the animals first. It makes more sense, really. Xylon and yeah, 2 Xylons. Yeah, all of the big. Yeah, no, you will do nicely. You will. Fantastic. So this is let's put that down. We could really do, but we're using this for manure tipping all the time. So we'll leave it for that purpose. We have got the random though, haven't we? It is a biggie. I'm not sure the Massey will cope well with that. So I was thinking I'll use the BI Industries one. Let's grab that. It's a good one. It's only had like TMR and things like that, and it keep things a bit real. I've also changed the carbon silo, so I'm not sure if I don't know where this model is pulling from. I did it last night, and it seems to be pulling from the wrong place. So I've created another one, but this one I'm gonna have to look in the XML of the map to see where it's actually pulling from, because I've made a new one and I called it the carbon silo. So that's pulling from the original place, but for the life of me I don't know where I was working. It's always supposed to work in the mod. It was late. Now then we need to dump this, and anything extra we can dump in the silo. We need to set the water dumping going a lot. I'm glad we've got hours back, because it should keep up with the... Right, so let's take this one step at a time. Let's get this on the edge of the field. Then we can set the harvest going. Then how much did that fill us? The animals, I can't remember. Yeah, we still need some more, and definitely some straw. Then we need to do the milk run, and we've got the water to tip. So we'll set this going, and then we'll carry on with the normal jobs. Only down, literally, stone throw away. So yeah, I'm glad that we're in the proper farm for this. I am, and I'm also glad that we've done things ourselves. I have been working on the red barn as well. So because I do like it a lot, I use this an awful lot. I've altered the production silo. I think I'm going to call it the red barn silo inside the actual XML, so it'll be always clear wherever I am if I'm using this. And I've got an English one with bricks as well. I'm going to use these quite a lot, I think, is if I'm going to do a start from scratch. But you do need quite a bit of room. They are fairly hefty, so yeah. So I've increased the storage of these to 500,000 litre ones rather than the 250, because if this is going to be a major player, it needs to be Pharaoh'd sort of thing. So I've increased that. I am going to, I was trying to, I thought, you were missing something. What were you missing? I know we added eggs a long time ago. Yeah, we were missing something last session. I couldn't for the life of me remember what it was that I'd not got in there. So I'll have to check back in the editing later and see what it was. I can't remember. I know it was something important, something we would got. We got wood chips, I know that. Oh my life, water. Now I have actually taken this off. Yeah, so if we, at least I think we did. So it's like, yeah, moisture map. Puddles. Oh, it switched itself on again. Yeah, I'm switching it off because so maybe I didn't save it. It could have been that. So let's save it. I don't know if it's a global or map-based setting. I'm not sure. We shall have to see going forwards. So that should have switched the puddles off. They're getting a bit too... I like the realism in a way, but then another way they're like monstrous and horrid. So unless the modder actually does something to it, I'm going to switch them off. Yeah, they're more of a nuisance than... And that's they stop you seed. And I know obviously in real life, but I mean, to be honest, in real life your workers wouldn't try and plant in the... And that's what I'm saying. It's another problem caused by a thing that's... There's no answer to it. That's what I'm trying to say. The modder has given you a problem that it doesn't solve. It's a problem more for you to deal with rather than something to give you a problem that you need to deal with, or that gives you the means to deal with it. It doesn't. It's a problem that's unsolvable from your perspective. Right, so then let's set this going. First waypoint. We might be in the way because they do... No, do you know, it should go straight in a straight direction is what's supposed to. We should just check to see if that is right. No, the lady is thinking about it. And she's thinking long and hard about this. All my life, I knew. Do you know? I knew I should have shifted. Right, let's shift this out of the road because, yeah, it's supposed to go in a straight line. Mind you, this is new courseplay based upon giants. Yeah, like, oh my, why would you do that? Your thing's halfway down the field. Huh? It's just going backwards and forwards. Artificially intelligent? I don't think so. I don't. I really cannot see it. Artificially a Wally. Oh, no, we have action. They heard me. It's spurred them on to greater endeavours. Thank goodness for that. Gordon Bennett. Right, okay, so let's leave this excitement. And also the other thing is, let's grab this. Yes, this still says the Orion 530. I need to find out where that pulls from. Because in the store now, it actually does show the right name. But yeah, Lizard Orion 530. So I need to find out where that pulls from, because obviously I don't call it that anymore. Right, so a bit of stones, not enough to do anything with though. Yeah, and using upscaling, and to me the graphics look quite awful. I'm not bothered. I've played games in like bad graphics before, but it does upscale to a very high res, which is basically means it's not less intensive and also records better to the recording software. Yeah, I need to do. The other thing I noticed about this, it obviously always shows grain. I'd like to change the fill plane, and you can, because it makes no sense for something that's going to have manure and liquid manure in it to have the grain gate. So I'm going to change that deliberately for this model. Yeah, if you look at that's sort of what it should look like, something horrible like that, really, not like that. So I'm going to change it and sink it into the ground like it is. That's not too terrible. Careful, good job it's not got, this is also another monster that needs to go inside. Yeah, the other thing is, I don't know, obviously the fertilizer thing on the front that we've got here, the Fritz Meyer, I don't know, could you use it if you was doing I'm trying to think, a seed or a planter? Does it work then, or is it? I'm always been a bit confused by it. Half the time I forget to switch it on, or I switch it on incorrectly, or so if I put this down again, the red barn, it should now not have that mess inside that we can see, which we shall now correct, because it does look so messy. I have to do this every time manually because it really doesn't clean. The model's got no sort of... This sort of shows you really as well why, when you place a placeable, you get this area that gets cleaned and cleared. That's why, because it would look awfully messy, and that obviously, this is rather a sort of special mod in so much as, no, leveling is right. You just because it was already level, you just need to make sure we've got all of the... Yeah, because obviously you'd have to do this all the time, and obviously as a player, you don't really want to be doing this. This is for the modder to have done. Now, obviously I am the modder, and I haven't... didn't sort of realise the consequences, because the barn is just a smoke screen. The production side that you see at the front is the real mod. I bought that in as a model, and I couldn't make the doors work, so obviously that's why the doors are left open, because I couldn't make that actually work. Now, you can do it. I have seen other modders do it, but at the time I made this, I didn't have the knowledge. I still don't now. I know if I've got some time, because it's important to me, I could actually figure that out, because I can look at someone else's mod and see how they did it, and then we'd be alright. No, we're not going to collect yet. So then we've done that. Let's grab... Yeah, so we need to put a tap down because we're going to use that silo as a, yeah, literally as a distributor, really, as the main distributor. And I know I don't feel sorry in a way because we obviously chopped that tree down because I was going to stick the silo. And then as I thought afterwards, I thought, well, I don't use this as your main silo. It's not that far to go. It isn't really. So I now feel terribly guilty that I chop the tree down because I didn't need to, but at the time I obviously did think I did need to, so yeah, my bad. So we need to stick the tap down because we haven't stuck it. Oh, that is a point we have not done our. No, we haven't. Now I would say the main entrance that we're going to use, in fact this is probably one of those things where we should use yeah, so we don't need too close because we probably clip that quite a lot. Alright, smashing. We need... It's getting a bit better. It's not as bad as it used to be. It did used to dig a hole in the ground. I still need to have another go at it. Yes, and you can hear chickens. It's true. I made it through a chicken coop. And obviously just for the model, for the levelling area and that type of stuff. But obviously because of that, I think it's quite cute. So I've never changed it. So, sort of like since the beginning. I sort of like thought, oh, I'll change that one day. And then I thought, nah, I quite like it actually. I do. So we need to, yeah, so we stick that at the back like that. B-mode it and stick it down. Now then, is it... No, we need to still on the production silo. Yeah, so right under the... we need to get a bit closer to it, I think. Perhaps mine hasn't got such a range as the Amatano. I might need to tweak that a little. Yeah, it's possibly not. Yeah, again, I'm trying to get this, and this is why you like test your mods like I am doing, really. So, no, it's still not close enough. And now it is. Fantastic, and dump. Now this should sort of have a battle that it sort of, you can see it just sort of wins, but it really is going to be sort of chucking that in. Now we've already set it on the water going, so now it's going to push a lot more water all the way around, which is going to be useful for us. So we need another. That's true, we do. We've just used. No, we did. Yeah, but we haven't got a little one, have we? Really? It's true, we haven't. Yeah, well, let's order another one. We can't. Yeah, it's tough. It's going to have to wait for now. If we order another, yeah, I did used to use my little one because I really do like it. But I've got to be honest, this one suits better. It fits in nicely. So let's just get that, and we will find use because them's the rules. They are the rules. Yeah. So we'll have to wait for the straw. For now, do we need to top up while we're doing this bit of work? Do we need to top up the super chipping factory? No, it's still got plenty. Water is going to whiz across, but it's fairly good anyway. Super guarbine, it should top up again because that is obviously the super chipping factory now should be getting a shed load more guarbines. No, guar glue from the super multifabrici because that also is throwing its weight. That needs water. I think we're going to do a direct fill on that in a minute. I do, so that it's going to get going straight away. Yeah, it's going to be soon filling this to the top. Yeah, very soon now. And then we'll go and do that one. In fact, I don't really need to put too much in because this is going to like make this chocker in the future. So we don't really need to like mega do that. So when this fills to the very top, we know that that's absolutely filled. Yeah, amazing. Yeah, so I've been busy sort of tweaking a few mods. I've just done the carbon side. I did extend this actually. You can see it doesn't clip really now. That's really severely. It's just about, it is heavy. It will be heavy for a 203 horsepower tractor because, yeah, it is. That's just, let's let the, I keep saying, I want to say the Orion. The Fortis 77. I've got to get into the habit of saying it myself. Oh, dear me. Yeah, I am going to colour it though. I'm going to, because I've never done that yet. It's one thing I've always meant to do. I know how to do it. I've literally documented how to do it. It was one of those things I wanted to go watch BDB, SSB a long time ago on how to do that, but I never did it. So it's one of them things I still have yet to do colour configurations inside a mod, so I can like tell it to give it choices for colour. So I'm going to do that. Water, don't we put the tap down here either, didn't we? No, because we only need to put this 31 tons in, I think, to be honest. I think that'll be, then it will start the process of the guar glue, which you can see is actually working straight away. It is true, what I was saying, I don't get how this works, how the dairy is so poor. But there's still a couple of things. The milk bottled is doing, that's what I meant to do. I meant to change this. The super multifabric, I need to change its storage, because what I would like to do is have the super to have a lot more storage, because it makes sense. The bionic to have quite a lot, and the production silo to probably have, this was originally the production silo, so this was the storage that I set for it. I would say 174 for the bionic, and probably 274 or 250, something like that, for the super, because it needs that kind of thing. So let's set this going, and we'll fill it again, and then we'll tell it to drain. No, I'm happy as it is. So we can't do the straw because somebody's taken away we could do the manure in that though, and I believe we could also, because it only had water in it, we could grab the milk. It was one of those tasks we've got to do. How are we doing for honey as well in this? Is it still got plenty in, or not plenty, but it doesn't use a lot? Well, it doesn't use a lot because it's not programmed. Yeah, I can't figure it out, because the cycles are supposed to be, but there are like I've seen it before with other of the mods of the the mathematics don't add up. Now obviously we've seen that they seriously do not add up. Where were we? What was we about to do? It's all right. My wife asked for a cup of tea, and she deserves one, so I've done it, but I've forgotten where I was. What were we doing? We'd just done that. The worker, I've stopped the worker as well, so let's go and see on the field how we have. We've done everything though. Yeah, we were talking about that. This is now suck it and see moment where we have to like do this and see whether or not what we've done is going to work. But I don't think there's certain things that aren't actually done right. So let's go down the field and let's go and assist, because I don't think we've got any. Yeah. I'd imagine it's getting, even canola's going to be getting quite full by all the way around almost the second time. So yeah, one thing I am wanting to, I have half done it, is to extend the pipe so that its natural pipe will be longer than this, because it can't quite reach. This is the only draw, sort of the downside. And I might actually do it properly, where I make this have a proper, like a pipe that you can buy an extra one, so that you can have it the natural size or pay for an extension. I might do a couple of models. Yeah, I'm really very pleased that if I did nothing else today, as far as I'm concerned, the fact that the truck now has the rear hitcher, and also, yeah, I mean, this very week I've got to sometimes put things into perspective, because we've fixed, tweaked lots and lots of things. We've sorted out the water tankers. I've got the other set to do, but now I know what I'm doing. I'm not worried, because I know what I've got to do. So it's sort of like, once you realise, oh well, all I've got to do is that, then it really makes no difference, and you can do it. So it's just switch that off. Yes, I did have half done the model, but I broke a couple of things in the on the mod, the light shifted and stuff like that. So, but I've got it sort of saved, and I know what I need to do. So again, I was tweaking around one afternoon, I think it was, right, straw, because this is the only straw that we've actually got an opportunity to get. And although Yeah, although it's true, I don't know. Yeah, he's not had much. The Universal either. And this is the 250. Let's grab this planter and take it off and grab the baler and bring this and make this do the course. It doesn't matter about grabbing the bales off. We've got a set. It's the bale size. I just can't remember what size the bale size is. We'll check. It's not important. We can sort this out. I can't believe we've got 3 BI 7As or the Fortis 77, which is a much more human way of putting it. Yeah, I've got to change that. Got to figure out how it's bringing across the Orion 530 when you've told it. I mean, we all know. I'm not trying to pull a fast one and as if I haven't, changed an Orion. But what I mean is, I've called it something else, and it's not. In the shop, it does that. It's not actually doing what I want it to do normally, which is a bit odd. No, we didn't quite do that. Not quite. Ooh. Gordon Bennett's the brakes. They are so terrible. And it's our field. Lucky that, it's lucky the Giants have changed those, because I would have wrecked them at one point. Yeah, it won't quite go all the way, but it will go a goodly way. It's much, much deeper than it used to be. It only used to be about 3 odd meters. Now I think it's more like 6. Maybe a little bit more, but not a lot. Yeah, that's it. You're literally right against it. This is why I want to do an overhang, because I don't want the shed much bigger. But what I'd like to do is bring out an overhang, so that one that comes out straight, almost like a veranda. Well, like it is now, but obviously if you imagine the roof coming down at that angle yet further, it's obviously going to cause issues. What I was thinking was one coming out straight, like an addition to that, which is not that unbelievable. Some boarding that literally comes out straight rather than that comes down like that. And then it's really, in real life, a board like that, if it was only coming out a little bit, doesn't really need much more protection if you were going to use like the shingles that the Americans use, because they are quite light, and the strength would be in how long the wood is coming from that going out, because you just have a continuation. It would be strong enough to support a small overlap. Or we do like I have on my simple shed, we have an extension that would come out from these that actually has a cross supports from all of these members that already exist. That's probably the better option physics wise. Right, then I believe we were going to grab the baler, so shall we stop chin wagging? We still haven't got a repair point, have we? No, we haven't. Yeah, the brakes on this are terrible. Absolutely terrible. Shocking. But then what, I look at it this way, it's a really good tractor in so many ways. No, it's not damaged. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm quite happy for it to, it should have a foible. It's an old tractor, so would you expect it to be as good as a new tractor? Well, not really. No, that's the truth, isn't it, really? So, right, that's the pipe. I was thinking, what on earth is that? Let's set this going, and I'd imagine our worker is a goodly way through doing this. So let's get this sorted. And we've got that there. We need to grab... Yeah, no, we've obviously stolen the front 3-point link with using this. So, yeah, let's get this going. Field 7. And the only course we've got is a 12.2 really, but I thought that it doesn't matter because it knows exactly how big it is. So what first? Don't want to see anything. And go. Right, so then let's go grab the telehandler. We do. It is true. We still. Well, do we need to wait for what we're doing? It's always useful. Let's just grab that. It's annoying. Yes, I've got rid of the mod that I did like it, but it's you don't have a torch anymore, which I thought was a bit annoying. So yeah, because you do it as well. And I can't get it again. It's typical, isn't it? It's ever so... shouldn't be that difficult to find it, should it really? Come on, for heaven's sake. Yeah, that was just literally, I couldn't see it, I was just a total guess. Right, okay, so then. Yeah, so we could, yeah, I have got a couple of weights. The only weight that I've got, right, I did want to do it earlier, I started to do it, but I didn't quite get it right. Where did you, I can say we're right next to it. Why are we running a million miles away? Yeah, we need to stop that as well, because I've got the super strength on. That's better. We should be alright with those bales. Yeah, if I was carrying 3 or 4 in one go, I would imagine that would seriously, but they've got a very low central gravity. There's a lot of weight at the bottom. You can see that that's got a real big weight, and it looks fairly hefty as well. So, all things considered, I think it would actually manage quite a bit before it would capsize. It's not ready to go down. I do realise, actually, I've done quite a few sessions without any time lapse. But because sometimes like this, it lends itself, because you set the worker going and you're carrying on working, and the work's still getting done, and you're still, it's got that other straw as well. Do we make a little mini straw factory? We've only really got this one product. But obviously the one good thing about the multi-fabrica is it does give you many options for, yeah, because you can do like, it's like Omatana's farm factory, in so much as it does a lot of things from all the way around the farm, and that's really where I got the idea from. I'm not trying to kid anybody that I like. I mean, I've done. It's completely different from Omatana's, but that's the core concept. Was a factory that's a multiple. I call it in my mods folder the multi-factory. So yeah, that is its real purpose. So that's doing that. That's doing that. I think we've looked at that already. I don't know why I didn't actually buy and sell that. Yeah. Yeah, because it's close enough is what I mean. But, yeah, we did all the buying and selling down this store, didn't we, as well? But we could go and grab our... Yeah, we could actually, it's true. We could also go and fetch the header. The sublevelness. This needs repairing. Oh, it's true. I've switched those lights off as well. Let's go this up. I'd imagine this is going to be. Ooh, it always does that to me. Go the complete wrong way. But we did repair that. Well, that's not too terrible. It could have been a lot worse. Yeah, so it's true. I could have a field for doing a bit of bread, really. Make it, a grain, like something like oats. If we get in the fields, we could, sort of dabble in quite a few bits and bobs, just in the fields. Okay, it's starting to be good. Let's go. It's okay. Just at the back of my mind, I remember there's something in the middle of the town. I just can't for the life of me quite place where I found it. But yeah, sort of stumbled across it. I know it's in the town. I thought it was near the train station, but we had a good look at that, and I can't like it. But was it? Is it a snowman that only appears in winter, where that pile is in the middle? Just something at the back of my mind, but I just can't quite place where we found it. I'm looking forward to using this. It's weird, I never used to particularly like, no, that's a problem. We're supposed to be selling the, the butcher on there now. This is bugging me, let's just quickly, because we need to raise the back. It's floating. I was really bad, and obviously I leveled it, but it's still not quite. It's not too terrible, but it's still not quite right. It's true. Let's just try and fix this. So raise. But it's more this side. I noticed it almost floating on this side here. It's worse more pronounced. Why is that so slow? I think now that's better. I've got to be honest, this is something I did accuse you of. Some of that is that tool is so aggressive that you can hardly use it. Now that was very soft and gentle. So, and I think they've also tweaked the steering, to be honest, as well, because I'm like steering all over the place, which I'm just, your brain adjusts to the sensitivity of the steering, and all of a sudden I'm going all over the place, and I'm thinking, it's got to be surely the sensitivity. It will obviously take us all a while to adjust to it, if that is the case, but I do think it is. We ought to put a repair point down, so I think we'll do the same next month, rather than, like rush everything. Yeah, we could get the manure and we could get the slurry. That is a job we can actually do. I don't know how to put this. Yeah, so I would like to sort of do a few finishing. The other thing I'd like to do is maybe a mini object storage, because this has got that entire storage area up the top. It makes a bit of sense, and you could we could see the bales peeking out that end window is what I'm thinking. I know it'll be out of sight, but it still would be not used all of those spaces. Oh no, there's one left. Let's stick this on the end one. Yeah, on the original one, you could actually get the original harvester just about in. So this is obviously quite a bit longer, because you can actually get much longer things in now, like that. Could just about get the harvester in originally, so it wasn't too terrible. But it's definitely slightly longer, which is good. Alright, so then let's go down the bottom. So we've done the water. We've got everything going. It is true we could. Let's go grab a couple of bales. We'll do the straw properly, and all of the rest of the stuff. We've got a bit of cleanup to do. I think they do look small anyway. They are bigger bales, but they're not bigger bales, if you know what I mean. What I mean is, it's one of the things I like about G866, because his look bigger. Yeah, these don't. Yeah, the BB mods. Not that it makes much difference. Oh my life, 45,000 litre bales. Yeah, that's the other thing. You don't quite have the control of BB mods. If you remember, this was a bit of a monster, and we switched it to about the minimum, so we've not really got much of an option with this. It really is like that. Yeah, because I think the original baler, we had another baler, didn't we? And then we bought this one and swapped it because it was a standard baler. So let's go grab those balers and run them back over here while the baler is busy baling. I would imagine we're about to finish. Dawn, my daughter, is about to finish the food. Only for some reason she's having a rest. Okay. Ah, she's not having a rest. Well, she never called. She never said that she needed to be emptied at any point. I never saw that. Now, I've got to be honest, in their defence, sometimes it only flashes up for a few seconds, so it is possible it did and I missed it. I may see it in editing, so we're not gonna get stroppy. No, definitely not. So she was just about ready to finish the field, but she can't finish the field because it's got to be damaged. Yeah, it is. It's a different colour. Yeah, so the one thing I would like to do is to see how to get the tram lines on ourselves. Yeah, there is obviously a way to do it. It would be nice to try to incorporate that. Right, we can't unfold this because it's not one of those trailers, fortunately. So we'll stick this. Yeah, we ought to have a bale trailer and probably leave it on the edge of the fields. It's not a bad thing, because that's where you're going to use your headers. And they are very hard to store, so we could actually do that. It's not too impossible to actually do that. And tie them against a tree, or no, we'd have a lock point, wouldn't we, in the... So let's drop that there. Oh. We've got... No, of course we've got 146 litres. You Wally, we just finished the field off. Do you know? Yes, I concur. So 22,150 litres of canola. Not too terrible. We all know canola's not the bestest of crops. It is true, we can do canola oil. Again, the malt fabricae does all of your standard things that you would expect. You know, like oils, grains to, yeah, obviously bread, but obviously grain mill as well. So, oh, no, we're not quite there. Oh, we're dragging somehow. So let's quickly do this, because we do need some straw. So let's go do that job. Yeah, the only bad thing is when we buy that field, because it's spinach, we're going to get a spinach field. Yeah, this is true. We can rip it up though, because we're not equipped for it, and it's not what we want to do. So yeah, I'm not going to... So we really need the sunflower sticking into the malt fabricae. Yeah, I changed the decal on this so that it's said what it does, but it obviously also says and more, much more. So yeah, it's basically telling you that everything it says on the front window, it does a bit more than it says. So yeah, I'm pleased with it. So let's stick the oil on, and of course it is a super, which means it really will rip through the tasks that you give it. So canola oil, and it is also has, like all of my recipes, the wasted product that it would really, like the leaves and all of that type of stuff, does go into pig food. So there is no wastage per se. The waste goes in to make pig food, which we know is a bit of a convention, but nevertheless, yeah, the bakeries and that are all the same too. The wastage of it goes into pig food, as does the milling. Yeah, the milling too, which, yeah, these are special flours. I've not done all flours or anything like that though. Yeah, I've done oat flour, and I've done that the original one where it used to gain. I thought, well, let's just keep it so it's even, so it doesn't lose, but nor does it gain. Because I thought we'd keep the rice as the super flour, which is the main rice, gains a little. In fact, it gains a lot. Yeah, wow, it does that. That is based upon the Giants recipe as well. It's not me being bad. Yeah, we could actually do the rice greenhouse. It would be nice to. Yeah, so we haven't got most flours though. Sorghum, again, doesn't lose a lot. But what I thought was we could make the straw boards a little bit with the guar glue, which we would need some for this. But yeah, we've got all of these as sunflower oil. I want to switch that on. I think we told the sunflowers on the production silo to go. We just didn't switch that on, so therefore I might not have done. I don't know that I did. I'm going to say I can't remember that I did. So let's just tell that to distribute to. Almost forgot what I was doing then, as in, like, you know, what I'm trying to look for. Sunflowers. Still can't remember. That's it. That's what. Fantastic. It is rather uncanny though. We've sort of, if you look at the map, and I didn't do it for that reason. Our multifabricae is there. Our red barn is there. Now, obviously, there's nothing there, but we've put everything almost back where it used to be, which is quite good. And even the cows are sort of pretty much where they actually were before, so I'm quite pleased. Yeah, there's still a bit of room over here where you could stick something though. So, yeah, I mean, although the multifabricator does almost all that we need it to do, any specializations? I mean, it does do the soup factory, which I did want to incorporate because I do like that. Like, it's a very easy vegetable start. So yeah, this is one that I am hoping definitely gets released to the model, the Super Multifabricae. Yeah, and obviously it comes in 3 flavors: the production, the bionic, and the super. So again, we shall see. But I do need to change to the way that Giants like you to do it. Right, let's grab that and start to fill the... Yes, I'm glad I've stuck that in, but it does need a bit more work, and I need to work on the fill plane so that it's not doing it. Oh, now that's something that I've done. Oh, I knew I'd done something on this. You should now see 2 of these tanks. One with manure. Oh, yes, you do fall into it. Yeah, so if we send the drones up, it's the easiest way. Yeah, the manure fill plane, I'm still not sure of it. It's a real weird one. That is supposed to be manure. And that is like a liquid manure or slurry. Now, I have also been busy because it was annoying me. I've done the straw plane into smaller bits. I'm still not sure that I'm not going to use the Giants one. Yeah, because it loses it's losing its quality because it was very high quality. The shrinking is sort of making it quite low grade. So, yeah, I think I'll probably... grab the Giants one. Yeah, I hate this where you can't tell them where to walk anymore. It wasn't that difficult. I don't know why Giants have switched that off. We're going for a way too simple a game that's like losing all its good features. Yeah, I personally would sooner like do the proper way of telling the animals where not to walk, so that way they can't walk through the yeah, the tanks and that. It looks awful. Yeah, because Farmer Bob does a tutorial on it, but obviously it's no longer relevant because you don't do it anymore. But we could. We might be able to get... Yeah, the other thing I thought was as well, obviously I know most people won't like the fact that you're pulling your manure through the tube, so I thought you could also put one on the floor, and although it would really be pulling from the tube, it would look like it was pulling from like a thing in the floor. So it's not too bad. We're about caught up with where we should be, I think. So that's not too terrible. Yeah, so I thought it's more about... I'm trying to think, because it sounds like I'm trying to deceive, and that's not really what I mean. Right, so I think it's that one there. No, it's not. No, that's the wrong side. I'm losing all perspective. It's got to be one of these 2. No, it isn't, but we are close. It's very close. Right, so smash it there. No, we want to grab this because this can actually cope with this, which is brilliant because not many can. Yeah, so on my hit list next is my telehandler weight. I've got 2 of them now, but the second one, which I wish to do, is really quite badly broken. Yeah, I've got the modelling in, but I've not actually got it working right. So that should be filled if we grab that and push it forward. So we have gradually, bit by bit, dragged all of that. So yeah, we are... I mean, I'm glad that everything we're doing into a business. I like that. To me, it's sort of what a farmer would do. So, well, as much as you can, of course. Now that we caught up with. While that's filling, that won't take very long. We should take this, and I prefer to go the other way, but obviously you've got... This is not brilliant at turning, so... Not fully laden, shall we say. It's much better at gradual turns rather than severe turns. Brilliant. So just need a bit of clean up. Yeah, the models overlap. I've overlapped. That's bad. It's always a bad idea to do that. I didn't realise in the model I wasn't sort of seeing it, so I need to stretch them out a little bit more, so they're not actually touching. Okay, let's grab. Yeah, that's the trouble. You don't always do things as you exactly would like. So let's just reverse a bit first, so that we can actually turn around properly. Yeah, when I do get better at modding, one task I really wish to do is to make the Fendt 1150 have a front 3-point link. That is my task. Yeah, that is my mission. Should I choose to do it, and trust me, I will. Yeah, I will choose to do it. Yeah, so I'm hoping I can actually manage to do that. It has been a dream since FS19, and now I'm modding. One day I do hope that I will actually do it. So yeah. Ooh, okay, a little tiny bit left. And we also need to reverse with this. And then we'll go grab the bales, because I should imagine there's only 2 or 3 at that kind of like size. Can't imagine there being much more. That's another thing though, I do feel that bales, that straw's been nerfed a bit. I've noticed, even though I'm doing bigger bales, I'm sort of thinking, I used to get, I mean, obviously the very best was the sunflowers in FS22. If you used the proper sunflower header, the helianthus, you seriously got windrows that were absolutely monstrous. But obviously you don't get that anymore. Scrub you, we were just about to go and fetch the bales over here. I'm quite happy because in a way we've got lots and lots of equipment all ready for the harvest this year. We've jumped the gun and we've got everything we need, which is a really nice place for a farm. Now, yeah, we need to do this. We did know this. I keep talking about it and I keep forgetting about it. Yeah. What's the point? Can we stick that one on top as a 3? And then like put it in the middle-ish. Even if we're like, it's a bit of a trick and it doesn't last very long. This is the only shortcoming of this particular, the red rock. And you can't have everything, as I say. You've got to do that. It's not got very long sort of thing like that, which I don't expect everything. Well, we showed willing. If I'd have been a bit quicker, I might have actually worked. Yeah, it's obviously, it's true. Maybe the angle, it might be the angle it's wrong. I know someone's changed the angle, done a telehandler where the angle's different. And again, I've noticed that with other telehandlers, how that is a thing, that sometimes the angle's a bit wrong. I noticed it. Which was that? I think it was my favourite, the yes, my words are all... I remember it as I go to it, of course. You usually do. So, telehandlers... It's the Schaefer, the T2. Yeah, this one. It too had a nasty angle, which sort of like... have we actually got? Two bales. Wow. Which is 90,000 litres off a fairly big field, right? I feel that we would have got more in the past for that. So I do seriously think that straw has been nerfed as well. It just doesn't seem, I don't seem to be getting what I used to get from straw. Then that one's going to fall. Oh, maybe not. Just may or may not get away with it. No, we're not. Well, you can. Let's be honest, the one good thing about not getting too much straw is we're not going to have too many bales, which is a bad thing, but for loading and unloading, it's not. Let's just strap them down before they all roll off. Yeah, even if you look closely, this is what I'm saying. The game isn't supposed to. If you stand here, that bale looks really good. But if you stick your nose on it, at that point, it looks false and fake. And that's what I'm saying. Everybody's graphics are supposed to be run at a certain sort of thing. If you get close to that is a really high quality mesh. It is, but like certain ones, you're not really supposed to get too close to, and that's what I'm saying. Like my diffusers are the same. Certain ones are just not supposed to be like. Let's just have a bit of a clean up on the field. If we're going to do this, let's get this, make this the last job. Yes, unfold as well. Oh, we've nearly done another one. So that's 90, 100, 110, 120. I suppose that's not. Yeah, I'm not sure. It's just a gut feeling that I get, that I just feel that I'm sure I'm shortchanged on the bales that I get now that I used to get, that I'm now not getting what I would have got or what I would have expected. I don't think it's down to the fact, because how many bales would that have been if it was like the old 11-ton bales, proper ones? What would that be? That would be... Yeah, that's true. 11 tons would be 8 or 9. Is it just the count in my head that I'm getting wrong? Is it just that? Yeah, maybe I'm thinking of the glory days when we did the very large sunflower things, and you really could, on a very large field, get 1 million litres. Yeah, which I have done on a couple of monster fields on Neverland. We got more than 1 million litres. Yeah, the glory days. You know, your bestest map, or Rombos Road was also another map where you really seriously, they were monstrous fields. But of course, the sessions were huge. It would take you a long time to do a single session on Rombos Road. It was that big. The good thing is, of course, if you can manage to play on a map like Rombos, where it's huge, it makes it easier on standard maps, because you sort of got used to huge, monstrous fields, and that definitely helps you to become a bit more patient, because you've actually done really big fields. So yeah, there's a good side to it, definitely. So you still do get the water on the fields, it just doesn't affect things. I can see there's a patch, I think it's a patch of water over there, or does it switch the puddles off completely? And that could be a damage patch, so maybe it isn't. Yeah, I'm hoping to get back to the normal Let's Plays. It's just, I was really close to like throwing the game and throwing the towel in with the game, what I'm going to say, for reasons like that. But as I sort of like added things up, although it is bad, and it is, we've seen lots of reasons, like the slowness of things like that, and although we've got all these new fancy features and the graphics are, yeah, the water lays, all of that, it's all good, but not at the cost of, I would sooner have FS22 features still than the features we've got on FS25 with the slowdown and the fact that things don't get picked up off the ground quickly when you plough. It ploughs a few seconds later. It's just the engine isn't capable of actually doing what is being set it. And the fact that you can see things being drawn as you're going down a road, like lampposts and things like that, it's very disconcerting. It shows that, yeah, again, like that, like about 5 seconds later, it's still on the ground. That one there's just fading. Yeah, it's faded now. That's what I say. It's disconcerting. It totally breaks immersion. It's just not immersive. I would sooner have the immersion of FS22 than this terrible mess that is FS25. Now, I mean, it's very graphically appealing, but that's not everything. Yeah, again, I suppose it's a sign of the times where people, you know, would have this 36,000. So, yeah, 45, 90, 120 odd thousand litres. Yeah, let's fold that away. So let's grab those bales and we shall carry them to our multifabricae. I think, if I remember rightly, that really means multifactory in Latin, multifabricae. I think it's, yeah, the root form of what we would fabrication, the fabricae bit. So it's like a fabricator. So it really is, means what it says, multifactory. So in English it's the multifactory. Yeah, in my mods folder I call it the multifactory. Yeah, so at least got, I mean, it's not going to make an awful lot, but it's another business. I love the straw business, which is why I think I'm missing the fact that we haven't got as much straw. But then the other thing is we haven't got many straw products. So one field, you don't really expect to have a huge, I mean, we had 30, yeah, I suppose that was it, 33,000 litres of straw from that sunflower, although it was a small field. I suppose maybe I'm, you know, expectations are too high, perhaps. It's possible. Yes, I must put Mac truckers in, because obviously I'd always like to give every modder a fair crack when they sort of like do this. I have got to enjoy using the enhanced bale capacity. I do really like it. Yeah, so you can see the difference between the very much bigger bales, which are actually smaller than the original bales. That's what I'm saying. It's a bit strange that these have been chosen to still be the smallest bale size, and yet they're much, much bigger. So we've sort of, in a way, we've done very well, because our equipment, other than a roller, I'm trying to think, yeah, because our mulcher's on our plough, we've got all of our equipment to do sugar beet, we've got our sugar cane harvester in the form of the forage harvester. I would like to make a 6 metre one of those for the smaller ones, like the EED one that we had and then got rid of because we got the chance. Well, we also had the was one of the classes as well, wasn't it, after that? But yeah, I'm glad now that we've taken the other container away. I did want the 2, but obviously it was a real mess having 2 on top, so it's just additional storage for things. Okay, let's do this. Oh, yeah, we did have a difficulty with this. That's right. Yeah, no, we did. And I've no idea why. Yeah, I've looked at it very closely and I just can't for the life of me figure out why it won't. It's got straw inside, obviously, because it's got the straw factory, but it will not accept straw bales. So, and I have got a bale trigger too, which is an obvious thing that you need, but it is there and it accepts straw, so it's a bit of a weird one. So I've been cheating profusely by sticking the straw in one that does accept it. I mean, that's it. I've even looked at these and like compared them, and I can't work out why it's not actually accepting straw, but we will figure it out. Or is it slow? No, I'm sure I've left them on it. So let's grab the straw and we'll switch the straw on this. So we need to make, we're making the guar glue. We're doing that already. That's true. We want to on keep now, don't we? If we're going to do that on there, but only for a short while. Yeah, because we're not going to be like doing it for an awful lot. So we want guar glue. We don't want to distribute. We want to keep that now for a bit. And we want to do all of the straws, which is lower down. We went past them. And then it will actually call for... So straw boards, bricks, straw cutlery, straw hats, and I'm sure there's one more. No. Bricks, boards, hats, cutlery. Are we missing one? I'm sure there's one more. I'm sure there's 5. Straw boards, straw bricks, straw cutlery, straw hats. I'm going to have to check if I've missed one. But I think they're all together, so we should see it. Although the guar glue is higher, so maybe it's possible it's higher. No, it's not. I need to look at that. I'm sure there's one missing from the straw factory that is not in there. So yeah, it needs to be sorted. So it will be. Right, so I think that's not a bad place to leave it. So we've done quite a bit. Got all of our straw in off that field. We could be sensible and actually get the big guy to get on rolling. Being as we've got the stone picker, it's not a bad thing to grab this and set it going with a standard worker. Yeah, so I do really need to have a look. Oh, it's not wanting to shift. Right, fantastic. Let's leave her going. And yeah, I'm going to leave it here. Next session, we will get cracking. Is there anything we need to do? We're going to do canola again. And you've been in the same field. Well, obviously, there's chances to buy other fields, field 6, but we need, obviously, again, like we did last year, to amalgamate some cash, whether that's like through buying and selling or whether it's waiting till the back end. And hopefully this year earn more than $1 million. I mean, yeah, with Adair is now coming on a pace, but there are still some things that need sorting. The bottled milk is working very well, maybe too well. That might need tweaking down a little because that really is doing tremendously well. But I think the buffalo mozzarella, I wouldn't expect that to be great. The butter's also doing terrible, but then that's only due to the recipe. That's not down to any cheating or anything bad like that. The cheese is likewise still doing fairly terribly. Still think that should be about 7,500 litres per day for a super. So I need to just keep tweaking this until we do 7,500 litres. If the milk was there, buffalo mozzarella, I'd be happy with 1,000 or 2,000 litres, even with a super, because it is supposed to be slow. So I'm not expecting miracles. So this might actually be right. I'm trying to go on the giants, well, no, I'm not, because it would be awful if I did. So yeah. So the other thing is the chocolate. Now that seemed to be about right. That in 1 month we did about 7.5 tons, so that's good, but that's from 2 chocolates, so really that's not too good. It should be 15,000 litres because we did 2 sets of chocolates, I believe. Yeah, honey chocolates from cow milk and honey chocolate. So really that is still bad. That wants to be double what it is now, yeah, per one, which would then do exactly what it should do. The cheese wants to be about another third of the insane amounts that it's at present. Butter, I think, is right. The buffalo mozzarella needs tweaking a little. And I think the buffalo milk is either too good or... Oh, no, we only put 27,000 litres in. We did, didn't we? That's true. So I should have taken some water. We just, yeah, we did it. Did we not? We did do that, didn't we? I'm sure we did. No, we didn't. We were going to do it, but we didn't. You see, and that's what you get when you think you've done something, you don't actually do it. I know I did the sunflowers. Straw. We also need to distribute, yeah, we do, to the multifabricae. And water to when we can find it. Always helps if you do it, it's true. Is that moaning? Like saying we'd not got it, or... Yeah, because we... Yeah, why is it out of space? But yeah, we know you're out of space, but when you've distributed, you won't be out of space. You're being silly. Oh, we've got plenty of space for wood chips in there now. So really, that is getting down the wood chips. So that's the next thing we need to do. Next session is definitely to clean this mess up. I'd like to do these, but I do think the leaves are very pretty. I've got to be honest. But I think we're going to be well behind. So I'm just whether we do it this coming year or not. Yes, so all that remains to be said is thank you very much for watching. Truly do hope you're going to stick with me on this journey. And I'm going to say goodbye for now.